A very good morning to one and all present here. I, Dr. Neha Gupta, on behalf of Center for Distance and Online Education, Bharati Vidyapeeth, deemed to be university, extend a warm welcome to you all for the expert session on implications of budget 2025 on Indian economy. This is an extremely relevant and timely discussion as the recently announced budget introduces crucial policies that will shape our economic trajectory in the coming year. We are going to understand these measures and explore the potential impact on various sectors of the union budget on our economy. I look forward to insightful discussions and valuable perspective from our esteemed speaker and participation. Before we delve into the lecture, I would like to introduce our esteemed speaker of the today's session, Mr. Hrushikesh Kale. Mr. Hrushikesh Kale is a seasoned financial professional and a strategic leader with over 14 years of comprehensive experience in company financing, equity valuation, and systematic trading. Sir is presently working with SEBI registered investment advisor and the managing director of Avidonso Technology Private Limited. Sir has demonstrated exceptional process in analytics and cloud computing solution. His tenure as an analyst at Innovate Research Investment and Capital solidified his expertise in fraud management, while his experience as director at Hedging Ventures Private Limited underscored his research capabilities. Mr. Rishikesh Kale has diverse background, also include consultancy roles and contributing to business model development for community-focused projects, showcasing his commitment to leveraging financial and social benefit. Rishikesh Kale combined his rich industry experience with a solid academic foundation marked by Certificate of Quantitative Finance, Chartered Financial Analyst, Financial Risk Management, MBA and BE credential, positioning him as a thought leader in the field of finance and investment. We look forward to gaining insight from their extensive expertise and experience. Before handing over the session to our guest speaker, I encourage all the students for their active participation. Students, if you have any doubt and query, we will take your question answers at last 10 minutes of the session. So we are going to now initiate the session. Now, I would like to request Rishikesh sir to commence the session on budget implication of 2025. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Neha ma'am. It's really an honor to be with you today. Uh,
Thank you, sir.
Hello, guys. Mm, so I hope you can see
Good
my
morning.
screen. Yeah. So I would like to keep this session as interactive as possible. So I might ask certain questions to students, and I would request them to interact with me so that I can be in a better position to speak with you. The session is of 1 hour. Speaking on budget in just 1 hour will be quite a tedious task. But as most of you are students, I would like to come to your level and speak on it. Okay. So for the first time when we hear budget, now at macro level and micro level, budget might be different. But if you look at your family budget, so when we look at our family, we see how much we are earning and where we are spending, right? Similarly, on countries level also, Budget speaks about how much we are earning and where we will spend in the next year. That's what all budget is all about. Now, the problem happens when your expenses are more than your income. Then you will have to take loan. Now, even for the country, this problem happens. So many of the individuals go for loan, credit card loan, and all that. Similarly, countries also take loan if their expenses are greater than their income. Now, let us see about Indian budget, how it's impact our economy, and what to read in between lines in budget. Okay, so uh, can anyone tell me how much is the loan on India or Indian government as such? Any wild guess? So, yeah.
I think 2,33,000 crore.
Okay. So you are way away from the actual figure. It's 276 lakh crore. You said 233,000 crore, right? Okay, no issues. Yeah, yeah. So that's the total loan. Okay. I have written it in numbers also. So basically, this is in rupees. And our population is 145 billion people. Now, I thought, why not calculate how much is the loan per person in India? So this is the total loan, 276 lakh crores, and total population is 145 billion. So I will speak it in crores itself. So it's 145 crores. So if you divide this 276 lakh crore by 145 crores per person, the loan comes as 1,90,000. So as soon as a child is born, he will have a loan of approximately 2 lakh rupees on his head. Now, this is considering everyone who are earning and who are not earning. Right? So let's see, what if we only take people who are earning? So there are approximately 900 million people who are earning. So if we take that, this value, that is loan per person, goes up to 3 lakh per person. So on anyone who is earning, he has a loan of 3 lakh rupees on his head, which is not taken by him, but which is taken by his government. Now the question is, okay, I have a loan of 3 lakh rupees on me. I understood that. What is the average income of India? So, as per Wikipedia, the per capita income, that is per person average income in India, is just 1,84,000. So, average 2 years earning of every working Indian is the loan on every Indian. So, you will have to pay continuously for 2 years every person's earning in order to pay back the loan which India has. Okay, now this might feel a very dangerous situation, but let us calculate how much interest every person pays on loan. Now, on an average, we pay 5% interest on the loan. So our total interest comes out to be 15 lakh crore rupees. Now, how much interest do we have to pay on per capita basis? So on per capita basis, when we consider the total population of 145 crores, every year we just pay 1000 rupees interest. When we just take working people, the interest will be 1500 rupees. So when we look from interest point of view, we feel that okay, per person 1000 rupees is not a great interest as such. But when we look from loan point of view, definitely we feel that okay, 2 years earning in loan is a big amount. Now, these things we get from budget. Let's move ahead. Before going actually in detail, we will see some of the statistics which budget has given us. Now, the country earns from taxations. Now, in India, we earn basically from direct tax, indirect tax, and dividends given from government companies and some other income. I will come to some other income. And if you see the total income, I will see, yeah, the total income of Indian government, I am speaking of Indian government. The total income of Indian government is 34 lakh crore, 34.96. Let's consider 35 lakh crores. In trillion rupees, it's 35 trillion rupees. So this is the income of Indian government. I'm speaking about Indian government. Now, how does this 34 or 35 lakh crore came? Let's check that. Okay. Now, the direct tax collection from corporate and individuals came out to be 19 lakh crores. So out of 35, 19 lakhs came from direct taxation itself, which directly goes to central government. Out of 19, corporate paid 9 lakh crores and individuals paid 10 lakh crores, which included security transaction tax or the tax on trading. Now, okay, we understood that out of 35 trillion, 19 trillion came from direct tax. Remaining 20 trillion came from goods and services. Now you will say 19 and 20 will be 39. You said oh, the earning of government is just 34. The thing is that out of 20 lakh crore, 50% goes to state government. So central government only gets 9 lakh crore out of which. Also, excise and custom duties are shared with the states. So 19 lakh crore of direct tax, 10 lakh crore of indirect tax, and you get dividends. Now, dividend is just 1.5 lakh crores. You get dividends from whom? You get dividends from public sector bank. You get dividends from Navratna public sector units, government companies, and RBI also. So, if 35 lakh crore or 35 trillion is our total income, most of the income comes from taxation. Now, there are some non-tax revenues. If you see here, 28 comes from tax, that is direct and indirect tax, and some comes from non-tax revenue. Now, when I say non-tax revenue, uh, I will give you an example. Indian government is purchasing cheap Russian oil and selling it to Europe at exorbitant price. The earning from that comes in non-tax revenue. The dividends which Indian companies are giving to government comes in non-tax revenue. The fees which Indian government is earning, that also comes in non-tax revenue. Now, if our earning is 35 lakh crores and expenditure is 50 lakh crores, the difference is approximately 15 lakh crore. Now, where that difference amount of money comes from? Can you guys tell me? If my earning is 35 and expenditure is 50, I am in deficit by 15 lakh crore. From where the amount of deficit comes from? Yeah,
From loan.
yes, it comes from loan. Now, every year, India takes loan. Now, and it bridges the gap. So, from last 50 or 70 years, from when India got independent, almost 90% of the times it has been found that the country is in deficit. What is deficit? Your expenses are more than your income. Now, why do government does that? So let us see why government spends more than it earns. Now, look at the two expenditures which I have written it here: capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. Capital expenditures are long-term expenditure. That means which helps us in the long run, like uh, building bridges, building construction of roads, constructions of airport. So expenditure by which you will get benefit for the long term, that is called capital expenditure. And revenue expenditure is expenditure for this year's expenses, like salaries of government employees, the schemes which various government runs, free food which government gives, and any other subsidiary. Now, please understand revenue expenditure is for this year and capital expenditure is for long term. Now, out of this 50 lakh crores, approximately 40 lakh crore goes in revenue expenditure, which is not helping on the long run. But this 40 lakh crore will be given to the people of India and they will spend it. So, this is an indirect expenditure which will help in the long run. Plus, capital expenditure is a direct expenditure which helps in long run as well as short run. Okay, now let us move ahead. Let us understand few definitions which are used in budget so that next year you can read the budget by yourself. The first is current account or current account deficit. The difference between the income and expenses is current account deficit. So this year my income was 35 lakh crore and the expenses were 50 lakh crores. So difference 15 lakh crore is my current account deficit. Now, from government point of view, they can also look at that my imports are more than my export. Means what? What is happening here is that I am importing more than what Indian government is exporting. So I need to pay more in foreign currency than what I receive in foreign currency. When current account deficit continues for long term, the currency of the country depreciates. When I say depreciate, the currency of the country goes down. Now, in order to fulfill this deficit of current account, we generally take loan, and that is called financial account or a capital account. So capital account is basically loans taken. Also, capital account takes care of non-financial assets like royalties, which we pay to other countries. For semiconductor chips, money we pay to other countries. All those things come under capital account, that is long term. Now, if there is a deficit in current account, we fulfill it with the help of financial account or by taking loan. Then the concept comes as balance of payment. This is again a word which is widely used. So balance of payment means if we are spending more than what we are earning, then we are in deficit. But if we are earning more than what we are spending, then we are in surplus. Basically, balance of payment means difference between earning or expenses of the country. Now, these three terms, current account, deficit, financial account or capital account, and balance of payment, these are widely used in the budget. Okay. Now, if you understand these three terms, let us speak about fiscal deficit. Now, fiscal deficit is nothing but the deficit of that particular year. Now, we need to make sure that our loan taken should be in control. Now, how much loan should we take or how much deficit should we be in? That's a question. Now, if government goes beyond 10% in deficit, now what is this percentage? This is percent to GDP. What is GDP? GDP is the income of the complete country in 1 year. That is, every individual who is earning in the country in that particular year, that is GDP. Now, India's GDP is approximately $3.5 trillion. Now, if my deficit goes beyond 10% of my GDP, that is total earning of the country, then no country will give us loan. That's what happened with Pakistan. That's what happened with Zimbabwe and many other countries. So, Indian government right from 1972 is trying to keep our deficit under control. Now, these are the deficit figure as compared to GDP from 2020. Now, India had two acts, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act and Foreign Exchange Management Act. Now, Regulation Act was stringent, Management Act was or is not stringent. So basically, government is trying to keep your fiscal deficit, that is what you are taking as a loan as compared to your total GDP or total loan as compared to total GDP in check. So in 2020-21, just after COVID, We had reached to 9.2. That was a very danger mark. But then, due to improvement in GDP, our fiscal deficit values came down drastically. Now, last year it was 5.6. People are saying this year it is 5.2, but budget has estimated it to be 4.8. We need to wait for a few more days to get the exact value. Now, these are the figures which Indian government calculates, IMF calculates separately, and World Bank also calculates it separately. And the figure changes a bit. So if Indian government is saying 4.8, IMF might say 5.2 or 5.3. So there is always a gap between some percentage points. But the important thing is you should not allow your loan to exceed than 10% of your GDP. Now, India is trying to reduce that fiscal deficit to 4.4% or 4.3% of the GDP of the complete country. But if it fails, then the money flow which is coming in India, that is foreign institutional investments, foreign direct investments which are coming to India, they might not come at all, or they might run away. That's what happened 5, 6 years back in Greece. So Greece had no money because they took a lot of loan and people were not paying taxes in Greece. Look, let's come back to India. We are more interested in Indian scenario. Okay. Now, once you understood this, let us see what are key features of budget. And let us try to put ourselves in the shoes of finance minister or the people in the government. Yes, everybody knows this, that up to 12 lakh rupees, there will be no tax. Now, this happened because I will tell you, last year, 7 crore people paid income tax. I'm taking approx figure. Uh, Actually, it's 7.6 crore something. So 7.6 crore people paid income tax. Out of, say, or I will rephrase my words. I'm extremely sorry. 7.6 people filed income tax or ITR, out of which 6 crore people filed income tax whose income was less than 7 lakh rupees. So, out of 7.6 in ITRs, 6 crore, sorry, let me rephrase, I'm extremely sorry. Out of 7.6 crore people, 6 crore people filed income tax whose total income was below 7 lakh rupees. That means no tax at all. Now, out of 7.6 CR, 6 CR people did not pay a single rupee as tax. But they did file. Why? Because they want to take their TDS back or they want to take tax refund. Now, remaining 1.6 CR people who paid income tax, they paid 20 lakh crore or 10 lakh crore. 9 lakh is for corporate, so they paid 10 lakh crore. Now, Indian government increased that tax or no tax figure from 7 lakh rupees to 12 lakh rupees. Now, what will happen this year? Only 1 CR people will pay tax because their income is above 12 lakh rupees. And with this also, government feels that next year the income tax value will increase by 10%. But why did Indian government increase the rate from 7 lakh rupees to 12 lakh rupees, or tax slab from 7 lakh rupees to 12 lakh rupees? Now, assume last year I was in a salary bracket of 12 lakh rupees. With new tax regime, I was approximately paying 90,000 rupees as tax. And with old tax regime, if I am not doing any investment, I was paying 1.2 lakh rupees as tax. Now, please understand, these 60 lakh people who will be saving approximately 1 lakh per year, that is approximately 8,000 per month, they will be spending that amount in purchasing goods and services. Now, Indian government is very bullish on middle class. Indian government feels that middle class do not save at all. If they save in mutual funds and FDs. Wherein when lower class saves, they save in cash. And government of India wants that people should save in government securities or mutual funds and shares, so that government can use that money for more and more investment, because bank will use that money for the development of the country. Okay. Now, this tax cut will help to increase consumption by 1 to 2%. Consumption means 1 to 2% of what? 1 to 2% of GDP. Okay. Let's go to corporate tax. Indian government has not changed corporate tax at all, because already Indian corporate tax is the lowest among all developed countries. But Indian direct tax and indirect tax are highest. So Indian government did not cut corporate tax, which is at 22%. Okay. Yes, I told you, when government invest in infrastructure, that helps the country to grow. And over a period of time, the GDP of the country increases. Now, Indian capital expenditure in this budget increased by 17%, but their investment is mainly in defense, urban housing, and renewable sources of energy. I'm not taking railways here because last year budget of railway is same as this year budget of railway. They have not increased the railway budget. Why not? We will see. Okay. Now, capital expenditure helps to increase the jobs and help for the overall growth of the country. Now, what happened is that from last 5 years, RBI is not decreasing the rate. They have decreased it last yesterday or day before that. But from last year, 5 years, the interest rate was almost 8%. Then it did reduce to 7%, but it was always on higher side because they wanted to tackle the inflation. And when you increase the interest rate, the growth of the country will take a back seat. The country will not grow. So if you reduce the interest rate, country will grow. The other way to help the country grow is to do capital expenditure. Build bridges, build roads that will give you a lot of job opportunities. And government of India is trying to reduce the unemployment in the country. They are not giving the figures in budget regarding unemployment, but they are trying to reduce the unemployment. Okay, now defense. Now, there is a big enigma here. Please look at the figures. Indian defense budget is 6.8 trillion rupees. But out of this 6.8, we spend 4.7 on salaries of the people. That means only 2 trillion rupees is left for modernization and new technology. It is said that India's defense budget is very high, that is $78 trillion. But please understand, more than 70% of it goes in salaries of the people. Now, how many wars do India fight? That's a question. How many people India requires? India has largest army in the world. How many? So their salary is taking a significant dent on India's expenditure. Now, out of 4.7 trillion as a salary, 1.6 trillion goes in pension. And therefore, government of India wanted to come up with Agniveer scheme and all that. They have come up. They want to reduce this total expenditure on defense pension as well as defense salary. And very less amount, that is 1.8 trillion, goes for modernization and new technology. Okay. Now, Indian government is trying to change this scenario wherein personal cost should reduce and more dependence should go on modernization, but it will take a lot of time to do so. Let's look at research and development. So out of that, some 268 billion goes to DRDO. And in that also 50% goes for research, remaining goes for costs or salaries. This is from defense point of view. Let us look what Indian government is doing for poor people. Now, Indian government is very clear, especially from last 10 years, Indian government is very clear. For poor people, we will give them free food, we will give them free houses, but regarding job, we are not that much motivated. So let's say Manrega. I hope everyone knows what Manrega is. It's Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. So at least for 180 days in a year, everyone who wants job, government will give them job. That's what this scheme speaks about. Now, government has allocated 86,000 crore rupees for this scheme. But if you see in 2021 itself, the expenditure has reached up to 1.1 lakh crore rupees, which is approximately 25,000 crore rupees more than allocated. So what is happening from 2022-23, people are not getting their money when they opt for rural employment guarantee scheme. So 75% of the money is coming, but they are not getting the complete money which they are entitled to. So many experts were expecting this year the budget allocation will be definitely more than 1.25 lakh crore, but then government did not increase it. They are very clear that we will not spend more on Manrega than food security. Government has allocated 2 lakh crore on food subsidy. So government is ready to give food subsidy for people who cannot afford food because government do not want people to feel the pinch of food inflation, which is at 10% in the country. And this figure has increased 3% over last year. So yes, government is giving free food to a lot of people in India, and that is helping a lot of poor families, and that is keeping people from going and doing illegal activities like theft and all that. Then government is spending huge amount in affordable housing, approximately 7.81 lakh crores on PM Awas Yojana, which is 64% increase as compared to last year. So those who do not have homes, you can take help of government and they will build houses for you. And that is affordable houses. Now, if you look, basic necessities of food and basic necessity of shelter has been taken care of uh, in budget, but about employment or rural employment generation, government is not very bullish on it. Let's speak of middle class. Everyone knows about middle class. 12 lakhs, no tax up to 12 lakhs. That's a big positive for middle class. Now, other things like FMCG, retail, real estate, automobiles, government is giving a lot of uh, money to all these sectors, not directly, but indirectly. Why? Because as soon as the disposable income of middle class increases, middle class will start spending. And where they will spend? They will spend in fast moving consumer goods, like they will buy TV, fridge, and all that. They will buy groceries, they will buy clothes, and they will buy cars, and they will buy flats. So middle class spend 90% of their money in only these four sectors. So big relief for middle class, that's for sure. Then, not only for poor people, for middle class people also, government is spending huge amount on urban housing. Government is spending money on electricity and renewables. So these things government is doing for middle class people, because these sectors have multiplier effect. So if you invest in this sector, they will create jobs. When people get job, they will spend more, and when they will spend more, other sectors like FMGC, retail, real estate, automobiles, they will also create indirect jobs. And therefore, housing, power, and renewable, India is spending lot by keeping in mind about middle class people. Okay, last few points before I stop. India has spent huge amount on AI. Last year it was just 5.5 billion. This year India has kept 200 billion for AI research, artificial intelligence research, semiconductor research, and startup ecosystem as compared to last year. So if you see in 1985 to 1990, Government of India had spent huge amount on IT sector, information technology. Its fruits we got 10, 15 years later when companies like Infosys, Tata, they really picked that up and became the market leaders there. So India is trying to become a market leader in AI all over the world. You can see it from Kaggle competitions where 80% of the people are Indians itself. So government is also trying to boost this factor, and therefore government is spending huge amount of money on AI. Okay, that's it from my side. Now, next 15 minutes, I would like you guys to spend on asking questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Hello, sir. This is Indeed.
Yeah.
For 12 lakh tax for middle class, there are also some lines placed over there. For up to 8 lakhs, it's a 5%, like same like that. So, what is that meaning?
Okay. So that is for people whose income is more than 12 lakh rupees. So let's say if your income is 13 lakhs,
Uh-huh.
then you will have to pay 5% on money after 4 lakhs and all that. But if your total income doesn't exceed 12 lakh rupees, you need not have to pay a single rupee as a tax. But if your income is 13 lakh rupees, then you will have to pay tax right from 4 lakh rupees.
Right from 4 lakh means above from 12, it is 1 lakh difference,
No, no, no,
right?
no, not like that.
Mhm.
So if your income is 13 lakh rupees, for first 4 lakh rupees, you will have, be tax free.
Mhm.
From 4 lakh rupees, you will have to pay 5% tax on the tax slab. So you will have tax slab for 4 lakh rupees above for people whose income is above 12 lakh rupees. But for
Mhm.
people whose income is below 12 or up to 12, you need not have to pay a single rupee as tax.
Okay.
Have I answered your question?
Hello.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah,
Hello, sir.
yeah.
So there is exempted 75,000 after 12 lakhs, right? That's for
Yes,
what?
yes. That is only for salaried people.
Huh.
So, yeah, so basically, special deduction is the word, I suppose. So, look, if you are uh, an self-employed people, or if you are a small businessman, you pay tax after deducting all your expenses. Now, let's say I have my own business. My total revenue or total income is, let's say, 18 lakhs. What I will say, no, 6 lakh rupees or 8 lakh rupees is my expenses for my business. I did my advertising, I used phone, I used internet, I used all other things. So, except salaried people, everyone can claim deductions or can claim that, okay, these are the expenses and I will not take these expenses into consideration. What about salaried people? They will have to pay tax on all the income which they earn. They cannot say that, okay, look, I used my own car to go and I have to pay petrol in that car. So you please give deduction to me. So therefore, government has given a standard deduction of 75,000 rupees for salaried people, wherein all these expenses has been taken care of. Have I answered your question, Mohini?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so how the budget will affect a student?
Huh?
So, matlab,
Uh, yes.
how what is in for a student in a budget?
Exactly. Now, for you, this last point of AI research is definitely there. So, government is clearly signaling you guys, especially guys doing MBA, that you should look for AI-driven jobs or AI-driven skill set. So, you have now, I assume you are in first year or second year, whatever year you are, you try to change or move towards AI. That's what government is clearly signaling here. Now, it's clear that IT is stagnant. India rode 20 years on IT boom. Now, India want to move towards AI. So, if you are even working or if you are doing online MBA or if you are just getting passed out, I will suggest you start honing your skills towards AI so that you can reap the benefit of AI for next 10 years. The thing is that everyone is saying in next 5 years, lot of jobs of KPO, BPO, and other, they are going to go away. Now, if you see, 50% of Indian population, they are working in KPO and BPO sectors itself. So that jobs might go away. New jobs will definitely come, but they will be linked with AI, coding, or maybe cloud computing, all and all that. So, San, Sanyam, I will suggest you as a student, take cues from government and start working in that direction.
Okay, sir.
Perfect. Yeah. Anyone else?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
As an international student listening to this, what advice? Because I don't understand what is KPU and PTO coming from
Okay.
an international.
Okay. So KPO is knowledge process outsourcing and BPO is business process outsourcing. So what is happening specifically from India, specifically from Indian point of view, is that lot of jobs in India are of secondary nature, and research and all that happens outside India. So any job which is tedious, monotonous, that comes to India, because in India we have cheap labor. Now from India it is moving to other countries like Singapore and Bhutan and all that. Oh, sorry, Sri Lanka, Bhutan and all that. But for you, if you want to look from Indian budget point of view, India is trying to move towards AI and trying to move to go in research, and India is trying to improve its infrastructure. For an international student like you, I will suggest that if you're looking to go with the way of which India is growing at 8-9%, and if you want to be a part of it, I would suggest you go in AI or some research thing which is coming up with India. So y- last week itself, Maharashtra government, which is a state in India, they signed an MOU with Google to bring a big research headquarter of Google AI here in Nagpur in Maharashtra. So you can look for those jobs where the work is not redundant. And I will suggest to all other students also that look for jobs where y- you feel that your jobs will not go away or computer will not take away your job. So a lot of people are worried about that. So you should also, if you're in that job, I will suggest start working on your skill and move towards job wherein it will be more of research oriented or service oriented, in which the AI or computers will not come. Have I answered your question, Richard? I'm not very sure.
Yes, sir. But sorry, sir. Can you give us like a light example of some of these services and jobs that AI cannot take over?
Yeah. So uh, definitely. Now, if you see, in India, there are many jobs wherein you need to do back office accounting, or you need to look at the paper and you need to type it. So legal process outsourcing, typing jobs. There are many people in India who do just typing, and then they get some uh, a dollar per page or something like that. Now, regarding research of stocks. Now, in India, a lot of people used to do fundamental analysis research. Now, after AI and ChatGPT, I know almost 1,000 people who have lost their jobs in fundamental analysis, because now ChatGPT does research with 90% accuracy. So these are the jobs in India now. KPO, especially call centers. Now AI is acting as a best call center agent. So AI will be speaking to you. Nowadays, till now, Indians were speaking all over the world. So no matter whose call center it is, it was an Indian who was sitting in Pune or in other Indian metro city, and he was taking calls on behalf of anyone. But now AI is taking all those calls. So all these jobs are going, and I can see it. These jobs are going.
Hello, good morning, sir. This is Umesh here.
Yeah,
So I'm
Umesh.
from insurance industry. So how you see this budget, help insurance industry?
Okay, yeah. So I did not think that anyone will be from insurance. So this budget gave 100% approval to foreign companies to come and establish their insurance companies in India. So now any companies, whether it is from America or Japan, they can come here, they can start their insurance business. So definitely insurance business in India is going to boom. That's for sure. Because new ideas will come. Now, last month itself, a new idea was coming that now insurance will be based on the person and not on the car. In India, insurance is based on the car now, but it is going to shift. So a lot of changes are coming in the insurance sector, especially in life, health, and car insurance, because these are the major insurance which in India we have. And a lot of new companies in next 2 3 years will come in the insurance sector, and insurance sector is going to from job point of view as well as from growth point of view, insurance sector is going to grow. That's for sure.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you, Umesh.
Hi, sir. Good morning. Pratik here.
Yes, Pratik.
Sir, nowadays, middle class people also interested in trading and they're investing in share markets. And so that will boost the economy and also that will help the commoners to make more money. And regarding with this same, so the second question is the startups are into going public, but after going public also they are not making the profit, and the commoners, middle class peoples who invested their money, they are somehow losing their money. So will it impact both the Indian economy and the middle class people?
Okay, Pratik. So yes, definitely I would like to answer that because yes, a lot of people from COVID, especially after COVID, a lot of people are investing in stock market, specifically in future and option, and 92% lost their money. That's true. Also, a new fad came in India that a lot of people are investing, especially middle class, are investing in IPO. And then as you rightly pointed out, that most of the company, they do not earn profit in first 2 3 years. So I will suggest to all the middle class, being a SEBI registered investment advisor, that you should not invest on your whims. You should do a proper research, and there are people who do proper research. There are a lot of new age people, especially middle class people, they are coming to SEBI and asking for help. We see a lot of complaint on scores. So Pratik, to answer your questions, yes, there are people who are losing money, but once they lose money, most of them do not uh, put their hands again in that. And regarding AI, regarding startups also, 80% of the startups fail in first 2 3 years. So if people are investing in startups and if people are investing in FNO or shares, they should do with proper consulting and not just on the whims. And that's what I can assure you. But this does not impact economy as a whole in much larger scale, because that figure is small. But definitely yes, SEBI is taking a lot of actions on that, especially on FNO trading and all that. And next month again you will find a new rule from SEBI which will again restrict FNO trading. But SEBI cannot restrict people investing in startup. And those people will have to do it themselves or to understand themselves. For startup, it will take time to grow.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
So you said that the BPO and KPO sectors. So the 50% of people are working in BPOs and KPOs.
yes.
So you said that these things, the sectors, BPO and KPOs are going to be end in
Uh,
India. It will take time.
yeah,
So it will definitely impact our budget, our GDP and all the things because the BPOs or KPOs are the foreign investing investors because we are getting dollars from them. A maximum
yes,
work we are getting from the US, right?
yeah,
So can you tell you what it will be impact our GDP exactly?
yes, Mitesh. So basically, if you see here, this exactly happened during dot-com bust also. This exactly happened during steam engine also. So when new steam engine came, people said that okay, now all the jobs of people who are cart drivers or who are horse drivers, they will lose their job and economy will collapse or it will impact the GDP. Then during dot com bubble, the new internet fad came and everyone said that okay, now all the jobs will go away and people will not have jobs. So what happens is that Mitesh, this thing is happening from last 4 5 years. That Indian jobs are going towards Sri Lanka or other developing countries. But what happens is that new different kinds of jobs are coming. Now, as I told you, even though the BPO jobs are going, new jobs in AI, in research, in pharma, in insurance, they're coming up, especially in service sector. And if you look at the people who work in BPO and KPO, they do not contribute direct to the tax because till 12 lakhs there is no tax. And most of the employees working in BPO and KPO will not earn more than 12 lakh rupees a year. Now, as per direct tax, they will not impact. Indirect tax, definitely they will impact, but these people will get somewhere accommodated. So, few of them will go at a manager level in different industries, few of them will go in different sectors, and then that sector will be taken care of. Have I answered your question? So, no, it won't impact the GDP as such because historically it has not.
Yes, thank you, sir. Correct.
Yes. I think my time is over. Whenever Dr. Neha ma'am wants, we can stop. Yeah, we
I have, sir,
can.
one question on agriculture. You
Yeah.
didn't mention anything on agriculture. So, what is the scenario in this budget for agriculture? It
Okay.
seems looks good, but I don't know how it is going to happen.
No, so Indian government has uh, put some what you said thought on agriculture. It's not that they are not looking into it. Indian government is giving lot of focus on new seed development, which will generate the yield of agriculture or which will increase the yield of agriculture more. Now, especially in rural areas, most people are still dependent on agriculture. But government is giving subsidies to definitely urea and all that, and that subsidy will remain there. Regarding new improvement in agriculture, in this budget, government has specified that they will put more focus on new research of seeds and improved fertilizers and insecticides. So definitely, from lot many years, Indian government is fighting with Western companies regarding the genetically modified seeds. and India has done quite well, and India is not allowing genetically modified seeds as of now to the much extent. Yeah, in cotton, in BT2, we are coming up to BT3, but if you see in Western countries, they are at BT5. So these are genetically modified pest resistant seeds. Till now, Indian government has not given them permission, but I think in this budget, when they are clearly specified that, okay, for research and modification, India has given a specific amount. So definitely India is looking in that direction that, okay, we want to go for genetically modified because India's food security is there. India has 3 years of food security. So India is not worried about seeds right now, but definitely India is looking into that. Other than that, I do not think much has been done regarding agriculture, and government cannot do also because in India we do not have huge lands due to uh, what you say land ceiling act in 1970s. uh, in 1970 maximum land holding was 50 acres. Now it has come down no, it's still there, but from 1970 to 2024 it's been almost 60 years. In 60 years the land holding has drastically reduced per person, and its average land holding is some 10-12 acres. So for 10-12 acres government cannot do much about technology or building big tractors and all that. But yes, government is looking in right direction by bringing better seeds.
Very good morning, sir. This is Rohit Agrawal. I wanted to ask that there is a big bracket of people who fall under tax exemptions. For example, government employees, even farmers and educational institutes. What if some fraction of these particular exemptions are reduced and it is brought under the tax paying category? What is your take on that?
Yes, Rohit. So I do not want to speak on educational institute as such because they are trust. So legally, trust cannot be taxed in India. Regarding farmers, the average annual income of farmer in India is less than 1 lakh rupees. Now, there are some exceptions in the farmer who, like some politicians who says that this 10 crore rupees I have earned by selling agriculture products and all that. So definitely from that point, yes. So government could have come up with an idea saying that if your agriculture income is more than 1 CR a year, then you will be taxed. But what is happening is that as as soon as people listens this word as tax on agriculture, they sense that, okay, might happen that in the future they will tax complete income on agriculture. So politically they revolt, and politicians will also help them to do so. Therefore, tax on agriculture, government is very, very worried about that, and they do not want to uh, use that in their budget. Regarding government employees, I think all government employees are taxed. It's not that government employees are not taxed. So you use three words: uh, trust, education institutes, agriculture, and government employees. So government employees are taxed. The average income of agriculture is less than 1 lakh rupees per year. Therefore, people are government is not looking for agriculture to tax agriculture product. And government and trust. So educational trust, yes. So educational trusts are already non-profit. So trust are non-profit organization, and non-profit organization cannot generate profit, so they cannot be taxed. I hope I have answered your question.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Thank you, students. Now it's time to wind up the session. Thank you so much, sir. So
Thank you.
on behalf of Center for Distance and Online Education, Bharati Vidyapeeth, deemed to be university, I would like to extend a sincere gratitude and heartfelt thanks to our esteemed guest, Mr. Hrushikesh Kale, for their engaging and insightful session. Sir, your deep analysis and thought-provoking perspective have truly enriched our understanding of the budget economy on our country. Sir, your presentation on union budget was not only informative but also incredibly engaging. We deeply appreciate the time and effort you have invested for this session. We look forward to having the opportunity to welcome you again in the future. A special thanks to our students who participated in today's session, whether through asking questions, sharing their views, or simply being attentive listeners. Your active engagement and participation made this session truly enriching. Thank you for your enthusiasm and commitment to learning. Let's continue to explore and apply these insights as we progress our academic journey. Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful session. And
Thank
thank
you,
you,
ma'am.
students.
Thank you, students.
Now we can wind up the meeting, sir.